Am I the asshole for canceling the family vacation because my husband gave our kids tickets to his widowed cousin's kids? Me, female 33, and my husband, Chris, male 36, planned a 1-week vacation to an out-of-state ski resort with our 2 kids. His cousin Martin, male 38, lost his wife to cancer 6 months ago. She left behind 2 kids nearly same age as my kids, 6 and 9. My husband is devastated for his best friend's loss. They're so close that he sees him as a friend. Understandably so. He tries to help Martin and the kids, but in my opinion, he's been doing a little too much for them lately. He suggested we take Martin's kids with us to the resort to get their mind off of the grief for a bit. I apologized and said we couldn't, since we barely have budget to cover our kids. He insisted, then tried offering compromises, but I still said it wouldn't work. He was obviously pissed, but dropped it eventually. 2 days before the trip, I found out that my husband booked 2 tickets for Martin's kids instead of our own kids. I was the one paying, but he insisted on handling the booking and making reservations. I was stunned. I called him out on it, and he apologetically talked about how Martin needs some alone time away from the kids, how the kids need a breather, and how they need this vacation more than our kids do. I flipped out and asked him if he seriously was okay with prioritizing other kids over his own. He said it wasn't about priorities, but doing what's needed to help those kids out. I asked how his own kids will react once they find out, but he said, I'm sure they'd understand. I said no and decided to cancel the vacation altogether. He freaked out on me, saying that I can't do that and make him look small in front of his cousin and family since they praised him for his nice gesture. I refused to negotiate it, but he called me horribly selfish and cruel towards grieving kids and said that he'll make sure our own kids know how I'm behaving towards the other kids by robbing them of the fun they so much need and deserve. We haven't been talking, and he's so pissed and keeps throwing a fit after a fit about it, claiming I ruined it for everybody when I canceled. I feel bad for the kids, I do, but I don't think what he did was right. Am I the asshole for canceling? I think it depends who you're talking to. Because if you're talking to any of the people that he told that this was going to happen, you are no doubt the asshole to those people right now because they don't know the truth of it. There's a reason he hid it from you. And he made this gamble whenever he chose to hide it from you. You calling him on it and hitting the self-destruct button on the whole thing is well within your rights for all of this. It's also well within your rights to make him go on the trip with the 2 cousin kids and then you and your kids go do something different. I don't think it makes you an asshole in the grand scheme of things, but you're going to have to do a lot of explaining to a lot of the people who right now think that you're the asshole to get them to see the entire situation, because right now they only know what he has told them behind your back, both before and after the cancellation of all this. He chose the come what may path whenever he chose to do this behind your back. I don't know how he thought you wouldn't find out about it eventually. Maybe it was one of those, I'll figure out how to sell her on this later. And then he never figured out how to sell you on it, so he just kind of let you find out another way, and that's when everything blew up in his face. It was his plan that was all developed behind your back that he didn't clue you in on, which he had to sell you on if it was going to really happen. But now, if you don't want to be perceived as the asshole, you're going to have to explain the entire situation to everyone. He probably could have persuaded you in the end if he had a really well thought out plan and presented that to you, but that's not what happened. There is no plan here, at least that I can see. He just surprised you with it right before the vacation and was like, yeah, this is happening. I said it. We gotta do it or I'll look real bad. One of you is gonna look really bad no matter what. It doesn't matter. I think that the husband made a poor strategic decision.